Hi guys, this is Ty Carrier. I'm part of the group, and I look forward to working with you guys on this group project. I'm kind of excited about it, and it seems like I've been tasked with starting us off, if not putting up a wiki myself, then actually, and also putting up how to make a wiki. So I thought I could do both things at once. So I'm just making this tutorial, and the interesting thing is I've never made a wiki before. So I had to kind of do a little bit of research, and it actually is pretty easy. It's very similar to making your own web page if you use a WYSIWYG like Wix or something like that, or Front Page. I figured that it would be best for us to actually use Google Sites. All of our Walden emails are actually set up through through Gmail. So as a result, it'd just be a lot easier for us to access it and just get permissions, and it'd be consistent for all of us. So let's do that. So first I'm going to go in and I'm going to go to the page to create it, which is sites, sites, .google.com. Now this takes me to the page where I can actually create. Now if you're like me, you actually have a personal website as well as a Walden website, or excuse me, a personal email as well as a Walden email. And I've already logged in with my Walden email, so that's why it's giving me this. And now I can actually just start to create a web page or a site that I would want to create. So I'm just going to go in, I'm going to say create. And we could just start with a blank template. My suggestion is that we go into Browse Gallery for more. And much like Wix and these other make your own website pages, it's a good place to start off because you have a template that you can manipulate and customize, and you don't have to start from square one. You just have to find something that's actually relatively close to what you want. And a lot of times it'll have some real good stuff inside of there, things you might have not thought of actually putting in. So I'm going to go to schools and education, go figure. And right up at the top, I'm just going to type in, you see there's a bunch of templates already, but I'm actually going to type in Wiki. And when I do that, right at the top, lo and behold, a project wiki. How nice is that? So now I can just click on this, and this is the initial look of the page, the initial template. Now, if I want to take a look at that, I can actually glance at it. I'm thinking this is the one I had actually chosen, so I'm just going to say select. And now we see we have a project wiki that I can choose from. Next, most of this stuff here you'll be able to actually change, but you should have a good idea of what you want to type in. So what's the name of your site? And I could just for right now just say ID let's just say project. And we can change this. I'm just going to type this into here right now. And it's telling us it is limited. You can't use weird characters and stuff like that. So you'll notice even if I hit space, it'll put a little dash there just to kind of compensate for it. Not worried about the theme. This would change the colors and stuff like that, which you can do, but I'm not going to worry about that. And then there's more options of like site categories. What kind of site is it, and the description of it. But a lot of this is just, you can actually change these things later. So I'm just going to say create, and it goes through the process of actually creating the site itself. Now what it's going to do is it's going to actually populate this with things that you saw in the template, images, layout, multiple pages that we can actually click on. So, and this is really nice because this could actually work really well for us. We can put our own pictures in for the team and who's responsible for what and what their titles are. The what the project is. We can track time, and I'm just going to briefly go over these guys real quick just so everybody gets the idea of how to edit it. And you'll notice the ID project right there. Let's go back to home. The images, the format, everything can actually be changed. And we can also add pages to this as well. So this is how you'd actually edit the site. Little pencil up here. This is if I want to create new pages. Now it already has a bunch of existing pages here that we actually could just use for the format to populate things, which is really nice. We can get rid of pages. We can actually add pages if there's a necessity for it. Now beyond this, this is basically a format that's using two columns up here, one at the bottom, but nicely laid out nonetheless. And we also have more actions, which is this: anytime you see a gear like this, it just means settings that you can actually go into and change some different things, including sharing. So when I want to actually share this to different people, I can invite them. And there's a few other things that we can do beyond that. But let's just say we want to edit this now. So we've started it off and maybe want to change the names or what the title is and all the things that are in here. So we'd go to the edit page. Now we're in edit WYSIWYG mode, and we can actually go in and we can change whatever this is. So our project, yeah, if we can spell. And then we can go in and start to tweak out whatever we want. If we want to change this, because this is actually a reflection of what the actual address is, and you notice it's under Walden EDU, but I can click here and it says, do you want to leave the site? And what it's going to have to do is rename it. So this is just something to consider, that we may have to come up with some sort of a naming convention that's a little less generic, but just something to think of. And this will actually take you to another page where you can reset it, and then it'll update the whole thing. We're just going to keep it like that for right now. So how do we edit? Well, it's actually pretty simple on editing a lot of these. Now you'll notice up here, if I change something I didn't like, I can just hit cancel. If I do like what the change is, I can always hit save, and then it's going to update itself. And now we see it's our project. And so anytime I want to edit something, I go to here. Anytime I want to edit something on a different page, we have a to-do list, right? So this one's actually pretty interesting, because let me show you, without bouncing around too much. But the to-do list is how we can organize, put our names in and organize who's doing what, when it's due, and check off whether or not it's actually been done yet. So it's a nice way of tracking, and the project manager can glance at that, see where we're at. We can see like a little quick display of it right here that feeds into it. So if I want to change any of these things here, it's specifically talking about this page. I'd edit the page that I'm on. It goes into the editor. And now we have Laura Ipsum, which is the fill-in. I can go and change that. I can actually, you can see Control Z to undo. I can move things around to place them in different areas. Now, because these are actually linking to external pages, you'll notice it's using just the box, and it's not really showing me some of the information. So this is a representative of the to-dos page. So whatever I change on the to-dos page is going to change in this little box. For text boxes and stuff like that, or let's say images. So here's the first image. If I want to get rid of that image, I'd simply just say remove. And then I can actually go in and I can actually say insert. And then I decide what it is that I want to do. Do I want to insert an image, a table of contents, a link? Do I want to insert a text box? And then so anytime I want to add something, it's going to give me a new window, and then I'd give the titling for that window. They call it a gadget. That's what all these little floating things are, or widget. They have different names. the pixels that I wanted if it's specifically a certain width, or do I just want 100% of whatever that column is that I'm sticking it in. I type in the information I want, hit save, and then that's going to be embedded wherever I actually place it. And that's just by going, you'll notice this is very similar to a very simple kind of Microsoft product where you have, I can edit text, add links. The same as with the Walden UI through the site. Now, when we're getting into something like, let's say we're going to edit the to-dos, you'll notice when I jump to a page, it gets me out of edit mode, so I have to go back into it for that page. And it even does have, if I cancel, how to delete items from the list. And you can click on this, and then it actually goes through. So even if you don't have like access to this video and you're just working on it, you can actually go through. And it does help you out, and gets it that you can actually go in and basically jump to these different pages and edit it and get the information that you need. So there's a lot of like, look for these little tips and they'll jump you in. In either case, if I want to edit this, I'm going to jump in, customize the list. Okay. So this is interesting because here I can, what's the column name for that one? It's owner. And I'm just going to say, let's say we'll just put in Thai. Or I could get rid of one, or I could add other names. And then, okay, I'm adding Thai. What's the description? The due date. And all of these have little drop downs. Is it a checkbox to say it's completed, or a date, or a text, some sort of notation that we'd have to put? And do we want it ascending or descending with the edit time? Maybe putting the most recent things up top. So once I've done that, and then I would actually, let's go in, let's go back to to-dos, oops, let's try that again. So here, save, and you'll see it showing owner. I have to refresh my page for it to actually show up. So if I press F5, I've just refreshed everything. That's an instant refresh for the page. Now you'll see I'm listed here. And then I could go in and I could tweak out whatever, or I could say, well, is this checked off? Is this actually completed or not? And we could just post that with all of our different, different projects and things that we're doing for this project, our different tasks. Time tracker works fairly the same, where we're going in, who's in charge of it, how many hours are they working on it. I mean, I don't think we really need this particular one. Project updates. So when we're working on stuff, this is actually where we jump in and start posting those updates that show up on the home page. So as we actually add a new post into it, and you notice just about all these, when you actually click, it gives us this new window. So I can add files to the update if there's, video, text, whatever. I can type in stuff, as well as I can still insert things like images inside of this post through there. But we can basically get rid of these or add to these as we see fit. And inside of the sitemap, this is where we can actually go in and manage the pages. So remember, we're talking about like, oh, I can actually move them around. I would be careful with this one just because you can get things out of sync. You can move the pages around, and if you're not familiar with it or whatever, then it's easy to kind of shuffle things a little bit and go, oh no, what did I just do? So I'm just going to go back. And then any updates that you see are just going to keep on being shown in this area. Once again, the only way of seeing it fully in this update is that we would actually save or cancel if you didn't want to do what you want to do, and then get out of it like this. Any sorts of changes I want to make, like if I click into here, you'll notice it's saying, hey, Do I want this align left, centered right, smaller text, medium, large, original? Do I want to wrap around the box? Do I want it to actually give a space so it's the image and then the text starts underneath? Even in layout, right now it's a 2-column layout. So what happens if I change it to a simple 1-column layout? And now you'll notice everything is in a single layer and I don't have all these little breaks. Then I click on this guy and say, you know what, I want you aligned left. And maybe right here, I press enter right in between there and I want to insert something. And maybe it's another image. Maybe it is actually just a text box where I want to put some other information or a notation inside of there that's not actually inside of the post. And I could just go in and link it there, or I could put charts. Now these are the guys that you can put in, and if you use Google Drive at all right now, those different spreadsheets and everything that you create can just drop seamlessly right into it. But if I want to make a text box, then I say welcome to the group, and then we go in there and we say hi guys, and then whatever sort of kind of editing to the text or so that I want to do, then it's all set. And because I'm not typing in how many pixels wide, I'm leaving it empty. It would basically make that that box going across, and then I'd have to hit save, and there it is right there. Welcome to the group, hi guys, and whatever I want to do. If I want to rearrange these, you go to edit and you just drag them around. So it's pretty simple. And the last thing would actually be actually going in. So to add you guys, or for sharing and permissions, would be going in and essentially, right now I'm the owner. It's through the Walden University, and I would just need your email addresses so that I can just add you in, and you guys would be able to start editing and dropping things and putting things in. Wouldn't that be cool? So, and saying, I of course put that you can edit it, or actually that you'd be an owner, and then we would just go from there. Okay, so if you have any questions on it, and once that would be all done, we could just go, once it's added, it'll auto save, and I'm just going to go back, and then that is it, and that'll be it. Thanks a lot, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.